Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome back to another top 5 episode here on Borderlands the pre-sequel. This is the small series where I pick a relevant category for something in the game and then bring you guys a top 5 list of things to do with that category. So today we're going to continue with the top 5 guides and we're going to be looking at the top 5 best legendary SMGs. So we've already covered best legendary pistols and I will be going through each and every one of the different classes of weapons now and picking my top 5 DLC and non-DLC combined. So without further ado, let's get on with the guide. Okay, so at number 5 we have a DLC weapon. It is the cheat code. This thing has a critical hit damage buff of 75% as well as a better accuracy for sustained fire. So the more you fire, the more accurate it actually gets, and it's a pretty good SMG really. I'm not the biggest fan of the DLC SMGs that came out, the legendary ones. Didn't really see anything too amazing in there really compared to the vanilla ones, but out of all of them I'd pick this one as the best. I've obviously got it in the cryo form right now, and yeah, it's doing its job against the enemies pretty well. It's a bit slow fire rate really, and the reload speed takes a while, but it is pretty good damage. So my number 5 is the cheat code. At number 4 we have a returning favourite from all 3 Borderlands games this has been seen in now. It is the Hellfire. This thing, it comes in flame variant only, it's fire only weapon, and against things like stalkers and things like that it really does rip through them pretty well. So this is my go-to legendary weapon if I ever come up against a non-human enemy, because a lot of them do have resistance to especially cryo and things like that. So yeah, I definitely always switch to the Hellfire to rip through some stalkers. Unfortunately I got a bit of a bad luck here with a lot of rabid stalkers. Them things do rip through you, but for sure this is one of the best SMGs to rip through anything that isn't a human or a robot. So at number 4 we have the Hellfire. My choice for number 3 is the IVF, which is a TDR throw weapon. I really do like these things. I use the Baby Maker a lot in Borderlands 2, and this is just basically a returning version of it. Not only is it pretty quick fire rate and very steady, it's very good to hip fire, but its main selling point is the fact that, especially with a full magazine, if you just shoot once and hit reload, it will then throw the weapon to the enemy. A direct shot will cause massive damage, as you're going to see here right now with Drongo Bones. This guy is a boss and he just gets absolutely one-shotted with the throw. If a direct hit lands, it will automatically insta-down them, especially the lower health enemies, especially, it will insta-kill them. But also, if it lands very close to them but doesn't hit them directly, it will explode and also do lots of damage there. So very fun weapon and very deadly. That is the IVF at number 3. Number 2 was a very hard one to pick, but I managed to go with this one. It is the Torrent. So a very close one, like I said, because this really is a very good SMG. It's especially very good in the shock variant. I do use this quite a lot, shock Torrent, to strip shields off enemies, especially big bosses like the bosun and people like that. It's very fast anyway. It's got a steady hip fire spray to it, but when zoomed it does burst fire pretty quickly, and as you can see here against the Lost Legion Powersuit noob, it does go through him very quickly. So yeah, more bullets, more damage, very good weapon, and that is my number 2. Well, you might have guessed this one right from the start. Number 1 is the Vitaly for me. I have not found a weapon so far in this game, an SMG, that has replaced this in my list of go-to weapons. I use the Vitaly on pretty much every character at some point or another, and definitely with my Nisha as well. Apart from the T4SR pistols, this is definitely my go-to weapon for most of my gameplay. So yeah, it's an absolute hip-fire machine. Amazing. You really rarely have to aim down the sights for this thing, but if you do, it does still hit pretty well. But from a massive distance away, you can hip fire this and be very accurate with it. Sustained fire does increase accuracy with this thing as well, so the more you fire, the more accurate it actually gets. It's also got a nice little critical hit damage buff to it. It will always come in the cryo element, but for sure by a long way, I have never found an SMG that I like more than the Vitaly. So that is my number one SMG. So there you go, guys, that is another top 5 episode over. That was best legendary SMGs, my top 5 pick of my favourite 5 SMGs legendary in the game. And so if you agree or disagree with any of these, please be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you would change anything or what SMGs you like to use. Just remember, this is my pick of the top 5 SMGs. Doesn't mean they are the top 5, but they are certainly well up there with a lot of people's opinions, I would have thought. Anyway, thank you for watching another top 5 episode. More of these to come for sure. Like I said at the beginning, I will be running through legendary weapons especially over the next couple of episodes, but also we'll be looking at some good uniques as well. Anyway, any top 5 list you want to see, be sure to let me know as well in the comments if you have an idea for an episode. Anyway, for now, thank you for watching everyone, and I will see you guys in the next one.